East Library. Thank you for coming to our pizza and research event today. I apologize for the slightly late start. We are still having people find their way over here. I know it's kind of hard to find this room, so if you haven't got pizza already, feel free to go up and grab some pizza, and you can also take a look at the tables on the side where we have our special collections items displayed. There's a lot of cool stuff there, so before you go, make sure to take a look at that. Today we have with us Dr. Rachel Cruz, and she is from Seguin, Texas originally, and she actually got started with music very, very early. She says that she was inspired by her mother to get, I guess, like to play in a variety of styles of music. And this is a quote from the article that we wrote, that Jermaine Williams wrote on her, where she was singing before she could speak. So I thought that was really cool. But she got her BA from UT Austin, and also she has I think it's called a Doctor of Musical Arts degree from UT Austin, which I think is really cool. And I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Dr. Cruz now. She's going to be playing us some songs, and she's going to be taking us through her musical journey and like how she, I guess, like writes her pieces. So I think it'll be a fun program. Thank you.
Hi, how are you doing? I usually come out singing, but I wasn't sure this thing was on. But apparently it is. So here we go. Después de la tristeza de vivir con soledad y sin amor, pensé que mi destino era muy lejos de aquí. En las calles caminé buscando mi razón de vivir, te encontré y supe que naciste para mí. Y siempre conmigo estarás, en mi corazón vivirás, tú naciste para mí. Y siempre conmigo estarás, en mi corazón vivirás, tú naciste para mí. La primera vez que yo te hizo reír, supe que mi vida ha de cambiar, porque tú naciste para mí. Y siempre conmigo estarás, en mi corazón vivirás, tú naciste para mí. Y siempre conmigo estarás, en mi corazón vivirás, tú naciste para mí. Para mí. So, you know, I sang before I spoke. True story. And I talk a lot. Music's always been innate in me. A body memory, conocimiento. That's ancestral knowledge. Something that's passed through me in every cell that makes me. When asked, how old were you when you began singing? My answer has always been, according to my mother, I sang before I spoke. People always say, that's not possible. According to my mom, it is possible. And, well, you know, that's the only answer I have. So, I don't remember me without the music. It's like asking me, how long have you been able to hear? According to hearing specialists, I have impeccably good hearing, like advanced, better than average hearing. According to my wife, Deborah, I have impeccably good selective hearing. Either way, music is always with me. It never stops. It encompasses my wake, my sleep, my life, usually comforting like I imagined what maybe a conjoined twin is like. Sometimes it's like a voyeur. It's creepy, and it's sinister, and it's not pretty. Just like music, there's another identity that's permeated all of me, saturated and infiltrated my essence, riddled my psyche. I spent most of my youth and young adulthood hidden in the shadows. Hard to imagine, right? Because I'm so extra. I hid in the shadows of Catholic guilt, familia, my family, body image, even though, come on now, and shame for thoughts and feelings that, let's be honest, I mean, they're beyond my control. I once believed that my story was unique. I felt isolated, cantando mis canciones that were so inherently a part of me in las sombras, singing my songs in the shadows, en escondidas, in secret, to women, a mujeres, women. Until I read the anthology, and I forgot to bring it, Chicana Lesbians, the girls our mothers warned us about. And it's not in our library, by the way. I know because I spent $184 when I submitted an article to Taylor and Francis, and I had to buy it overnight and have it shipped. $184. I know, can you imagine? I found it the other day at 8 books for like $1.73. Upon reading through the first 2 paragraphs of Trujillo's introduction, that all changed. Trujillo asks, in regard to the Chicano lesbian, I don't even know how much I like that term, but in regard to the Chicana lesbian, who then is she? And she answers, herself. Similar to any other Chicana or any other lesbian. As this Plática progresses, one familiar with this work, and you're probably not because it's before your time, will inevitably notice the similarities in my story to those of the women in the book that you're also going to notice if you're like me, a Chicana, Chicanex, Chicano, if you're part of the LGBTQ community, LGBTQ plus IA, if you're part of the human population of the earth, you're going to notice similarities in my story and probably yours too. And you're going to realize that notwithstanding our obvious differences like age, body type, hair texture, eye color, often our lives are going to mirror one another's. It was like seeing myself in a mirror when I read the book. My story reflected through the stories of the women in the book. Just like me, the Chicana lesbians, queers in Trujillo's book, depicted themselves as not quite fitting in, and living in that space between here and there that Ansaldúa, Gloria Ansaldúa, coined as Nepantla. I've never felt quite right anywhere, in neither sonic nor geographical space. It was like I was missing my other half, until I found the others like me. The girls your mothers warned you about. I was one of them. One of the women in the book. One of the scary ones. I knew them because we shared the same amor, and moreover, the same dolor, the same type of pain. I knew them by the look in their eyes. I knew them by all the things that make me who they are. And that make them who I am. It's our ancestral inheritance. It's what unites us. Our anatomical constitution. Now, this song is a song I began writing a very, very long time ago. The title of it is Hermanas del Alma. Now, while it says soul sisters, look past the pronouns and imagine I say humanos, humanas, humanexes, hermanos, hermanas, hermanexes, hermanes, whatever you want. I began writing songs for women. A woman. I was just kidding. I don't fight them off. Usually they fight me off. The song you just heard, I wrote for my primera hermana del alma. She was the first person to see what was behind my eyes, the pain and the burden I carried. She recognized that I was trapped in my own story, trapped by the secret that lingered in the shadows of my life, one my family protected like a precious piece of jewelry, passed from generation to generation. She saw the unspoken trauma and nurtured me through it, often through the music we shared. She sang too. It was through those moments, shared songs and reflections, that I began to find healing. The songs lay dormant for decades. These songs, held in the silence of what went unsung for over 25 years. That's longer than you've been alive, right? Even so, I always felt her presence. Recently, though, something shifted. I felt a change in the atmosphere. A heaviness settled that I couldn't explain. I felt it deep inside, an unspoken finality. She died a week ago Friday. And only now, after all these years, have I awakened these songs, the memories, to let them emerge from Nepantla where they've been waiting. Our story, however, will remain untold, locked in a past that will go untouched. But through these songs, through my canción, her spirit will soar beyond the tethers of earth's embrace, carried by the melody we never finished. A memory of what was never sung, though deeply felt. In Hermanas del Alma, I explore the connection between us. Hermanas, humans, women who shared love and heartache, struggle and triumph. The song reflects that deep connection, that bond that transcends distance and differences. The chorus sings, mujeres extranjeras compartiendo la misma alma. Women, strangers, sharing the same soul. Showing how even when separated by physical space, we bond through shared experiences. El amor que tú sientes, yo siento. Y el dolor que tú sientes es el dolor que yo siento. The love you feel is the love I feel, and the pain you feel is the pain I feel. Words that echo across generations of women, connecting us, healing us, as we share our stories and as we sing our truths. I wrote another song, and I started it right after I graduated from Notre Dame, and I moved to Austin, Texas. One of the most liberal cities in the country, right? Texas is San Francisco. And I swear to God, I was never coming back to Texas, but here I am, and I stayed. For that same primera hermana del alma. 25 years later, I'm still here. 30 years. Oh my God, how old am I? 55, 30 years later, 35 years later. Oh my God, 37. Whoops, I'm gonna stop counting. It's depressing. You know, anytime if you want, you can interject and say, me too! Remember that hashtag Me Too movement? You're in a safe space here. And if you're somebody we're not safe with, well then, too bad you already took a bite of the pizza, you're staying. You're going to listen. And you're going to be nice. Because I have a guitar. And I've always wanted to break one. So, here we go. Hay un lugar, or Somewhere There's a Place, is a song I started a very long time ago because I was dreaming of a place where I could just be me and free. It says, somewhere there's a place where people who live and love the way I do can live in harmony. You ever think of a place like that? Yeah, where you're not judged by how smart you are, because it's not about how smart you are, it's whether or not you read the chapter. I know. because I sometimes did it. It's another song deeply tied to the concepts of Nepantla and La Facultad. And you're wondering, what the hell is Nepantla? What's La Facultad? I didn't know either. I have a doctorate in classical vocal performance, and I work in Mexican American studies, but I'll get to that later. It embodies the tension between struggle and liberation, between the pain of living in a world that isn't always ready to accept who we are and the vision of a future where love and identity can soar free. This song reflects my own journey of self-acceptance, of finding a place where I could live authentically. The opening line, "Somewhere there's a place where people who live the way that I do can live in harmony," captures that deep longing for belonging. I'm sure we've all felt it one time or another, right? Is it just me?
No.
You're all beautiful people who just fit in everywhere? You walk in, you didn't think about, how do I look? Is my hair on point? No? Okay. A shared journey through a song that invites others into a communal space, a safe space to be free and authentic. The line, "Through the darkness of the storm, that's where life transforms," speaks to embracing the storm. A metaphor for the struggle, the darkness, because it's after the storm, after the journey, where we are able to experience growth, a metamorphosis, a journey to a place of freedom, of transformation. Just as I traversed my way out of the shadows, you can too. You know what that's called for you? Graduation. Right? UTSA, that's your storm right now. How many of you have boyfriends or girlfriends? They friends, they them, their friends. Raise your hand. You friends, your best relationship is with yourself, that's okay. I fight with me all the time, I really do. I have an AI device that I named. My wife is very disconcerted about it. It's the truth. We fight all the time. I fire him, he's a he, so that I can fire him and I don't feel bad about it. And I always say, you know what? You're getting fired and I'm going to co-pilot. True story. But just as I traversed my way out of the shadows, you can too. It's about embracing the challenge. Like Miley Cyrus says, it's the climb. In this song, y'all don't know the climb? I can almost see. Y'all were supposed to laugh. That was one of those. Oh wait, I was thinking Taylor Swift, never mind. Yeah, you probably don't know my sex. In this song, I explore the light and dark. Much like Hermanas del Alma, the music itself shifts between tension and release. It's kind of like sex. I said sex. Moving from a minor key to the brightness of C major, as the journey evolves from struggle to triumph. The lyrics reflect this change, imagining a place where souls soar high above the tethers or chains of Earth's embrace, where liberation from societal and personal limitations is possible. My primera hermana del alma was the first person to recognize the look in my eyes and understand what happened to me, what was happening to me, what I relived every day until this morning at 2:30 in the morning when I finished putting this lecture together, even though I said I would do it like 8 months ago. She saw through my attempts to hide, to deflect, to deny, her patience in allowing me to acknowledge my trauma, followed by her recognition of what I needed. Time. She saw me. That's when the healing began. It's still happening. The healing. Happens every day. I'm a work in progress. I'm 55 years old. I'm a doctor of musical arts. I'm a professor at UTSA. And I'm a work in progress. I'm not there yet. I'm hoping to get tenured. Maybe not. I hope I will. And when that happens, I'm going to hope to be promoted to full professor. And when that happens, I'm going to hope to retire and pay off my house. Hopefully that happens at some point, and I'm not on the work till you die plan. And when that happens, I'm gonna still be healing, and I'm still gonna be a work in progress. Geneticists note, and you're gonna like this one because I bet you really partied it up this weekend. I did. Geneticists note that through epigenetic inheritance, the passing of information at a cellular level that happens through the experiences of parental units as cells proliferate during human maturation, it might be possible for musical talent to be transferred from generation to generation. Some geneticists believe that in humans, neurogenesis, growing new brain cells, happens throughout an individual's life. You're welcome. You're welcome that I'm giving you this information. If proper stimulation, such as music, I got that one, sex, none of your business, or exercise, 2 out of 3 ain't bad, are available. Trauma can also be a stimulus for neurogenesis. So, 3 out of 4. It's pretty good. From experience, I believe that talent, creativity, sexuality, music, and trauma are all carried at the cellular level in our DNA through our antepasados, our ancestors. I know this because just like I don't remember a me without the music, neither do I remember a me without the desecration of that music, of my innocence. The secret perversion that was shared in my family like an heirloom, I told you before, from generation to generation, girl to girl, woman to woman, perhaps even man to man. What nurtured my most innate skill also facilitated my worst nightmare. In my first music lesson, I think, maybe even before then, maybe before I could walk, I strummed trustingly, he strummed knowingly and insidiously. My musical journey began with trauma. The thing I loved the most, what was the most innate thing to me, began as my worst nightmare. It continued with me trying to be what everyone else wanted me to be, expected me to be. Today, I love to make folks uncomfortable when I sing, Estoy enamorada, mi amor. I'm in love, my love, to my wife, in a song entitled Enamorada. For over 30 years, I used the wrong pronouns. They just weren't right for me, just so that everyone else would be okay. I want to be okay. It took me like 25, 30 years. We're talking about my 55 years old. Okay, I'm 55. Let's just get it out there. I'm 55, okay? Till I was 55. Actually, I started here when I was 50. And the Department of Race, Ethnicity, Gender, and Sexuality Studies at UTSA to finally make sense of myself. I've spent a lifetime singing everyone else's music loud and proud, and my own singing in the shadows. The music that I write lives in a place somewhere between Mexico and the US. Ansaldúa coined that space, Nepantla. Gloria Ansaldúa. Take a class in Mexican American Studies and you'll figure it out. Or Women and Gender Sexuality Studies. We'll tell you all about it. That place that's neither here nor there, that's what Nepantla is. It's living in an in-between space. For me, somewhere between mariachi music, its incendiary rhythms, and the Hank Williams songs I heard played at the jukebox at my abuelita's cantina. That's where my music lives. It commingled with Carole King, who I shared a stage with, and I got to sing You've Got a Friend, sitting at her piano, on her piano bench beside her. I accompanied her, by the way, and she said, can we do this song in this key? And I was like, you wrote it. No, can we do it in C? But anyway. And she said, I'm singing the melody, and I thought, okay, I'll sing the harmony. But that part that goes, you know, with the, I'm going to do that. The Beatles, Lola Beltran and Jose Alfredo Jimenez. The music my mother blasted on our stereo as she cleared the house or cooked for us, combined with a total contradiction of styles in the formal classical music operatic training I received at the University of Notre Dame. I'm singing the national anthem tomorrow somewhere. Total contradiction in styles. That's where my music fits, in the middle of all of it. All of it, a beautiful cacophony of styles that charts my musical education. As a person who spent her college years, received a formal education in Western music, what I did know, what did I know? What did I know of Nepantla from Laredo, Texas? Not a thing. I thought it was, I don't know, is that like the place on the other side of the border? You might be wondering how regs, race, ethnicity, gender, sexuality studies, helped me find myself, especially since, hello, you have a doctorate in music. My position in the Department of Regs gave me the unique opportunity to explore and discover in a self-reflective way the intersectionality of my identity. Before regs, I thought intersectionality was just that place where cars stop so they don't, before they hit each other, to turn, you know, an intersection. That's what I thought it was. Without this particular vocation, and it is a calling for us professors, it's not a job. We don't get paid enough for it to be a job. I might have remained focused solely on the technical and aesthetic aspects of music. That means making pretty music. And I might have been limited by the conventional boundaries of performance and composition, meaning I would have continued to make music that sounds pretty or music that is aesthetically pleasing instead of making music with a message or music that influences society, makes change. Regs transformed my understanding of music. It opened my eyes to how music is more than an art form. It's a living archive, a form of resistance and a way of expressing complex human experiences that reflect the interconnectedness of societal struggles, personal identity, and collective memory far beyond what I would have discovered never having stepped out of the study of formal music. Although I love it. Music is a custodian or guardian of culture and heritage. I use my voice as a person formally educated in music to speak about the merits of Mexican-American music scholarship, especially through our concentration in Mexican-American music for the university's BA in Mexican-American Studies. This concentration is paving the way for future activist scholars to use music as a tool for social change. I just returned from a research trip to Minnesota. That's really a state. If you go straight up like 3 states, it's there. It's not that far on a plane. Where I spent recording the music of a leader in Chicano studies. She paved the way for people like me. But you wouldn't know her if I said her name to you. Even though her music is amazing, I'm not ready yet to share her name. So you're going to have to come back when I talk about her specifically. She was the president of a university. She was the provost of a university. She has developed indigenous and Mexican cultural arts centers. She's a phenomenal musician. I spend my time now preserving the contributions of Chicanas, as well as femme and gender non-conforming musicians, and my own compositions, so that they become part of the historical narrative. I spend time notating that music, recording that music, so it's not lost, so it's not hidden in the shadows. Because we're too often left out of the mainstream. And I think we need to be immortalized. When I first used the phrase cantando en las sombras, I was told that I was paraphrasing or referencing Ansaldua's unfinished dissertation, Luz en lo oscuro, or light in the dark. I can see how one might discern that. I'll sing the song for you in a moment. There are songs I've written with distinct references to light in the dark. I wrote them, however, long before I was a proud Ansaldua. This is the song I was telling you about. And actually, I just dedicated it to my friend, Dr. Norma Cantu, over at Trinity University. she added some poetry in there. You know, she talked about the aurora borealis, and she talked about that never having heard my song. It was, I'm telling you, women, strangers, sharing the same soul. Recently received criticism about a multimedia blind submission I made. The reviewer's comments went as follows. So what are you? You give off a hetero-masculine energy. I can't really tell what the style of your music is. Some of it sounds like trio music, bolero, mariachi, and others like country western, and maybe even a hint of Mercedes Sosa or Latin jazz. Are you male or female? A pop singer or a classically trained musician? I chuckled as I read the comments and thought to myself, yep, I'm all of it. So here's the Reader's Digest version of it all. Do you even know what that is? No? Some of you don't, do you? In my 55 years, I said it again, I have realized that I can either be a person split into many parts, disjunct, or I can be a hub, connector, someone who bridges seemingly disparate stylistic borders into something that resonates well, harmonizes, in tune. Through my music, I take audiences through the musical Nepantla in my head. Scary, I know. That place between here and there, we all have to come to terms with, sort out our own stories. Mine, unequivocally scarred by hate and violence, is also one of love, hope, and hard work. I had great parents. I had a great education. I have a beautiful wife who I know loves me. I have a great job here in UTSA. A great vocation here in UTSA. I have beautiful students who showed up. And they didn't have to. I forgot where I was going with that. And determination. I have a lot of determination. And I'm not done yet. I'm coming out with a CD. I don't know how I'm going to pay for it, but I am. All of that birthed my genre of music and constructed a bridge to self. That place where my music was born, where I was born. Latine, Chicanx, doctora of musical arts, profesora y cancionera. You can call me whatever you want. They, them, their, she, her, hers. Don't call me late for lunch. I hope that when you listen to my music, you find yourself in it. You reflected in my stories, and it doesn't matter your sexuality. Listen past the pronouns. Take a chance. Walk across the proverbial bridge I'm extending. We are all Latinas, X's, O's. Chicanas, X's, O's. Afro-Latinas, X's, O's. We talked about music, right? Humanas, humans. Humanes, X's, O's. Hermanos, hermanas, hermanes, brothers, sisters, siblings. Strangers, extranjeros, extranjeras, extranjeres. Vidas diferentes, right? Pero todos compartiendo la misma alma. But we're all sharing the same soul. I think if we learn to live that way, you and me together, tú y yo juntos, juntas, juntes, el mundo podemos reclamar. We can reclaim the world. The catharsis of songwriting and singing is rooted in transformation. Hermanas del Alma and Hay un Lugar, these songs that you heard, are not just personal experiences that I'm sharing with you or expressions of culture. They are that. They're also acts of healing. They're reclamations of voice, of my voice. I'm taking them back. I'm taking space, and I'm reclaiming my identity. Through them, I'm honoring both the pain and strength that comes from surviving. And I offer that space to you for anyone who needs it. I've spent a lifetime singing. For everyone else's pleasure. And I'm ready to bring my songs home. Here. And to share them. To bring my music out of the shadows. Our melodies that carry lifetimes of struggles, loss, love, and resilience. The melodies of my people. I want to bring them out. I want to renacerlos, give them rebirth and new life, and bring them out of the darkness and into the light. And I don't even know what time it is. And if you have some questions for me, if not, I have another song for you. And I started this song also 20 years ago. And I have it on a recording. And once on 6th Street, I sang at the Pecan Street Music Festival. And people held up their lighters, and it was a cumbia, and this guy started with an electric guitar, and he went, it was really cool, and the drums went, sounded like a cumbia, right? And the lighters came, that was really cool. It was back in the 80s before you were born. And there was this big street of people. Awesome. I was a Tejano singer, did you know that? Tejano band. Yeah, I'm not Shelly Lares or Selena. I went to graduate school. I thought it was a safe move, a good move. And it landed me here, so it was the right move. But here it is. It's called Te Quiero Amar. And you're going to hear the only part that remained the same was Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el futuro. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el ayer. Mi amor, sin tu querer no soy nada. Dime que nunca me dejas de amar. Tú y yo contra el mundo, y así será hasta el final. ¿Cómo decirte que te adoro? Si vivo 1000 años, palabras nunca bastarán. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el futuro. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el ayer. Mi amor, sin tu querer no soy nada. No dime que nunca me dejas de amar. Mujeres imperfectas, lado a lado, caminando hacia la vida, que destino nos dio, dejando atrás la angustia y el dolor, atravesando la oscuridad y alcanzando la luz. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el futuro. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el ayer. Te extraño cada momento que no estás cerca de mí. Tú dime que nunca me dejas de amar. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el futuro. Te quiero amar, te quiero besar sin pensar en el ayer. Mi amor, sin tu querer no soy nada. Dime que nunca me dejas de amar. Side by side, walking hand in hand, doing the best that they can, leaving behind the hatred and the pain, walking through the darkness, reaching the light. Te voy a amar, te voy a besar y cambiar todo el mundo. Te voy a amar, te voy a besar y cambiar todo mi ser. Tú completas mi corazón, me enseñaste a amar. Tú y yo juntos. You got any questions? I'm here. Stick around. I'm gonna sit right there. Come talk to me. Yep.
When's your CD coming out?
As soon as I make enough money to do it. I can make it. Actually, I just bought some new equipment, so maybe my songwriting class will help me when we have our workshop. I'm hoping by the end of the year, like next semester, like school year.
I'll definitely buy it.
All right, like that. It probably won't cost a lot.
Were you self-taught when you played the guitar, or just like?
I was, I picked up the guitar when I was about 3 years old, and I started taking lessons from a real teacher when I was 12. I remember when I could say, oh, I've been playing a year. Oh, I've been playing 2 years, but it's been a lot longer than that now, 43 years.
What classes do you teach here at UTSA?
I teach classes in Mexican American music, including Afro-Latinx songwriting, Afro-Latinx production and industry, music production and industry, Chicanx music. I also teach Afro-Latinas in music and society, as well as, what's that book I'm writing? I have 2 chapters due. It's called, oh, I'm doing it now. Go ahead, Deb. Help me out. I was just grading papers. Oh, thank you. Latino Cultural Expressions, that one. And Intro to Mexican American Studies. I also teach Intro to LGBTQ Studies. And I'm on a committee for a degree, so I'm hoping that I can convince my chair to allow me to teach some more queer studies courses. I am one, I should know some things.
Rachel, people want to follow you after this. Do you have like social media or anything they can follow you on?
Rachel Yvonne Cruz on Facebook, and I think it's the same thing on Instagram. And I think I have a professional page, but do my personal one because that's the one I post on. I haven't in 1 week. I usually post a lot, but I haven't because I was doing research and, well, it's been a rough week, as I think I told you if you were here at the beginning. I've been off. Rachel Yvonne Cruz on Facebook. I will push yes. And if there's not enough room, I'll throw somebody I don't know off.
Does anyone else have questions?
Right here, go Dean.
I just want to thank you, Dr. Cruz. I'm Dean Hendricks, the Vice Provost of Libraries and Museums here at UTSA, and thank you so much for sharing your soul with us today. I love to hear about your journey through music and how music has helped you, not just in your academic career, but in all aspects of life. And I just want to, on behalf of the staff here, I just want to thank you, and you're doing great work.
Thank you. Thank you very much for having me. I really enjoyed this. Thank you. I hope you have me back. I enjoy singing.
That was really good. I mean, I don't know what to say other than like, damn, that was fantastic. So, yeah, if you have any closing words, I guess you can go ahead and say them. And if, I guess like, actually before that, I just wanted to say thank you everybody for stopping by and hanging out with us. And as usual, thanks to the team here at the library for helping put that together. And thank you to Rachel for coming by and speaking to us today.
Oh, sure. It's my pleasure. You know, I do have one thing to say to close. I try to get this. I try to get this across to my classes, and I don't. And only recently have I it out. It's hard for me sometimes to get it out because I think sometimes, and I think this probably happens to you too, your brain works faster than your mouth. And so it's easier for me to write it and get it out. But my email is Rachel, R-A-C-H-E-L, Cruz, C-R-U-Z, at utsa.edu. And I'm not a therapist. I'm a doctor of music. But music is a form of healing, right? And if you tell me something and I have to report it to Title IX, I will. Because I have to do that. But if you ever need ears without judgment, Deb's really good. And I can give you her number. I'm kidding. No, she really is. You can email me, and I will give you my number. And I always respond to texts and emails. And I will do my best to point you in the right direction. And remember that faculty are human. We're human too. People. And you should never be afraid to go up and speak to one of the faculty members. I was afraid at Notre Dame to go up and speak to my faculty members. And it shouldn't matter what their race or ethnicity is, or their gender. You should never be afraid to go up and speak to a faculty member and advocate for yourself. And if you are uncomfortable doing that for any reason, email me. For some reason, and this is recent, I just turned 55. But since I turned 55, you can ask Deb, I've been trying to pick a fight. I've been looking for it, like, on the highway, you should see me. I'm just kidding. But if you need an advocate, or somebody to stand beside you, or you're uncomfortable with speaking with someone, and you want to CC Rachel.Cruz at UTSA.edu, I was going to say .com, that'd get me out of trouble, right? Do it. I can't really do anything except be an extra set of eyes and ears. And I always, before I say something stupid to somebody, especially if it's somebody higher up the ladder than me, share the ChatGPT, and I think we should say this to the dean, what do you think? And she says, yeah, I think you two should have another go at it. And we do. And then we do. So if you want that, another set of ears, without judgment, I can be that for you. Just because you were here today. Rachel.Cruz at utsa.edu. Whatever it is. Sometimes we all need some grace from someone. That's it. Thanks, Dean Hendricks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, thank you again. There's still pizza at the back if you want to grab some. And also, if you haven't had a chance yet, there is all this cool stuff the archivist put together on the side right there. There's a whole accordion book, and there's a video. I know when you signed in, you gave me your email, so I now have it hostage. I will send you a cool video we made about the accordion book and some of the other items in our collection. So check that out. Thank you.